here on the right side, I wrote out my first couple journal entries. So we're just going to do 1, 2A, and 2B together. And to make journal entries, what you're going to do is come up here to New, and then go over to Journal Entry. And we are ready to get started. All right, so as we start our journal entries, it's important that we use the correct journal date and the correct journal number, and these are not correct for us to get started. So as we go through, if you'll go to each field and then use the tab key, it'll move you through each of the fields that you need to enter. So if I look over here on the right, the date of transaction 1 should be 2/17/20, and I can key that in with just 6 digits, 021720 tab. And it automatically fixes it to the date. So you can just use a 6-digit format with no dots or dashes. 021720 did the job. I tab over to journal number, and we're going to use our event number. So that's number 1. And then we tab down. So the account that we want to use, we're buying inventory on account. So we're debiting inventory, crediting accounts payable. So I can type in merchandise. And there it is, account 130, merchandise inventory. And again, I know it's one of our accounts because it has an account number in front of it. And that's for 665,000. Okay. And then I can use tab to tab down to the next line. One thing that we don't normally do in class is add a description or memo to each of our journal entries. We should technically do that. So write something brief. It could just be purchase inventory on account. And now I'll tab down to the next row, and it was on account. So our account is accounts payable. And there it is. And again, it's got an account number. So I feel good that we're choosing the right accounts here. Accounts payable, and it pushed 665 onto this row in the credit column because QuickBooks forces you to balance. I do want you to always check that, because if you made a typo in the first row, it's going to carry that right down to the second row. So make sure that you're checking your numbers, that they are correct. So 665,000 is correct. And I think we're all set. So I give the journal entry a good look, make sure everything's right, and then I hit Save and New in the bottom right corner. Okay, so now we're ready for journal entry number 2. So we're going to do 2A, 2B together. So I'm going to start here with the date. And again, I can key that in as 6 digits, 030820 tab. I'm just going to leave the journal entry as 2 because it encompasses 2A and B. I guess I could say 2A, B like that, so I know they're both there, but either way, so journal entry number 2 is fine. And we're making a sale on account. So we're debiting accounts receivable. And there it is, account 120. And that is for $1,060,000. Sales on account. And I tab down to the next row. And of course, we credit sales revenue. And if I just type in sales, remember these other sales accounts are going to come up, but I know to choose account 400 sales revenue because that's the account title we would use in the classroom, but also I know it's right because it has an account number in front of it. And then part B, we have to relieve the inventory. If we just sold stuff, we don't have it anymore, so we need to expense it and remove it from the balance sheet. So we're going to debit cost of goods. Again, there's 2 different cost of goods sold, but I know it's this one, account 500. So I select that one. And here in the description, I'm going to change it. It's relieve the inventory. Now I tab down to the next row, and we're going to credit merchandise inventory. I forgot the dollar amount, didn't I? Here we go, 505,000. So, and down here, 505,000. Okay, so that's 2A, 2B. Everything looks right. My dollar amounts are right. We're in balance. Okay, so once you feel good about it, you give it a look over and then you hit Save and New. So then you would proceed to do the rest of your entries. You would keep going with the remaining journal entries, which I'm not going to bore you with now, nor do I want to reveal all the answers to you. So let's say that we're done with our journal entries and it's time to do the financial statements. So in the Chapter 7 QBO project, it says we need to prepare the income statement, the balance sheet, and the statement of cash flows. So what we're going to do is leave the journal entry window. So we hit the X up here in the top right. And so now we're back at our chart of accounts, or maybe it returned you back to your dashboard. It doesn't really matter. Where we're going to go is right here to reports. So click on reports. And here it has a few favorite reports, some of which we need. Balance sheet, obviously we're going to need that. Profit and loss is what QuickBooks calls the income statement. So profit and loss means income statement. And then the one other report we'll need is our statement of cash flows. So we'll find all of those. Let's start with income statement for year 2020. So that's our profit and loss. So I'm going to click here on profit and loss. And I need to fix the date range. Anytime you run a report in any computerized accounting software, the first thing you want to do is fix the date range. So my date range is for the whole year, 2020. So I can do that by typing in those dates, or here I can choose this year. And then when I choose that, I want to hit Run Report. So it's going to update the data below. And now I have an income statement that covers January through December 2020. You know, obviously this isn't correct. We're missing tons of transactions. I only did 2 journal entries. But hypothetically, if we had all of our entries in, this would be our complete income statement, or profit and loss, as QuickBooks calls it. And then we want to save each as a PDF, because you're going to submit it to me through Canvas. So what we're going to do is go here to Print. And it allows you to print, email, or save as a PDF. So what we've got here, it automatically is putting it here as a PDF. And if I just say save as PDF, it downloads down here into the bottom corner in my tray. And then if I click on it, it just pops up. So there it is as a PDF, and then I think you can't see it, it's out of view. Let's see if I can, there we go. So it pops up in Adobe Acrobat as a PDF, and then from there I can go File, Save As, and save it to wherever you want to keep your accounting documents. And ultimately you'll need to know where that is so you can upload it through Canvas. So you go File, Save As, and save it as Profit and Loss 2020, and you'll need to refer back to that later. All right, so I'm going to minimize that now and go back to our reports. So we're done with this report. So again, let's go back to reports, and part B was a balance sheet. So we'll click balance sheet right here. And it's defaulting to today. If we scroll up, there's our settings for the report. So we want to do it as of 12/31. And again, we could hit this year, and that'll fix the dates to all of 2020. And again, we hit Run Report. So now I have a balance sheet as of 12/31/2020, which is exactly what it asked for in the assignment instructions. And again, the same process we'll go through, which is hit Print. And then it's offering it to us as a PDF. So again, I'm going to hit Save as PDF, and it downloads down here into the tray in the bottom, and I can click on it, and there it opens, and I've got my balance sheet as a PDF document. And then again, I'll hit File, Save As, and I'll save it somewhere smart where I keep my accounting work that I can later upload to Canvas. So again, I'm going to minimize that. We've got one more report to run and we're done. So the last report is a statement of cash flows, which you can scroll around and go find it. It's down here. Another way you can find reports here is just typing it in. If I type cash flows, there it is, statement of cash flows. And again, the first thing we do when we run a report is fix the date range. So again, I'll choose this year, which will cover all of 2020. I could also just key in 1/1/20 to 12/31/20, and I'll hit run report. And here's our statement of cash flows. This statement of cash flows that's provided by QuickBooks and most other accounting softwares is what we're going to learn about in Chapter 12 is the indirect method statement of cash flows. So it looks a little bit different. I still want you to run it, and later we're going to refer back to this format for a statement of cash flows and learn better how to understand and read it. And again, once we're sure we have the right date range and the right report, then we hit print, and it's going to create a PDF. We'll hit save as PDF one last time. There it is. We click on it, and there's my statement of cash flows. And I'll hit file and save as, and again, save it where I keep all my wonderful accounting work, and then you'll upload all 3 of those in Canvas. Okay, so we've got all of our reports. Let me go over to Canvas and show you what it'll look like when you submit. So I've switched this to student view, so hopefully it looks more like your view than my view. We'll go to modules, and we're in week 11, and we'll go to QBO project chapter 7. And you've done all this now, so you're ready to submit your assignment. And then here you're going to choose your files. So you're going to choose file, and you're going to navigate to where you would keep those files. And then you would attach each of those here and hit submit. They all have to be PDFs. That's the only file type that's accepted here. So hopefully you've printed each of the 3 reports as a PDF. You'll attach each of those 3 reports here and hit submit, and then you're done. That's the project. I hope this has gone smoothly for you. And if you have any questions, of course, please ask me. I am here to help. All right, good luck, guys.